Hey everyone, James Baek here, and welcome back to another episode of VGC Baek Battles. On those battle spot ladder, we're going to find some battles, and we are going to try to win. We have Scar's Worlds team with Landers Variant, Thunderous Incarnate, Amoonguss, Heatran, Tyranitar, and Gardevoir. And also, I believe this was Katone's World Championship team in the Juniors division where he won. So, I'm pretty sure it's the exact same team, but I could be mistaken. I'm pretty sure though. 95% positive, but we're going to find two battles, see how we do. Nick from the United States with a 15-16 rating, ready to battle, he says, is going to be our first opponent of the day with the Blaziken, Alakazam, Hydreigon, Rotom Wash, Amoonguss, and Arcanine. Now, Double Fire is quite interesting unless it's Charizard Y. Let's see how I want to handle this. Two possible Mega Evolutions, Alakazam, Blaziken, both viable without a Mega. They're both capable of holding a Life Orb. Blaziken especially to get KOs like Hidden Power Ice on the Scarf Landorus, Superpower on Kangaskhan, Fire Blast / Overheat for Aegislash. And Alakazam has the Magic Guard ability, or possibly, most likely, that prevents it from taking Life Orb recoil. It also could be Focus Sash Alakazam, but both of them are viable Mega, so this should be interesting. Looks like Mega Gardevoir will be really nice because he doesn't really have anything to resist Hyper Voice other than Arcanine and Amoonguss, who don't want to take a second attack as well. And Trick Room can be really good if I get it up. Of course he has an Amoonguss, but that's not really an issue for the rest of my team. Looks like Gardevoir and Tyranitar can actually do really well here. I'm going to lead off Gardevoir, and I think Landorus, because Landorus has the Assault Vest, so he's probably going to try to HP Ice. It will not work, however. So, Gardevoir, Landorus, it is Tyranitar in the back. Now, Thunderous can be a cool option. Thunder Wave would really help against this team. However, I don't see it really doing much offensively against the Amoonguss, Rotom Wash, and Hydreigon. Heatran could be cool. However, I really just don't like in this match because of close combat, Superpower, Earth Power, Hydro Pump, Focus Blast potential. So I think I'm going to bring Amoonguss because if he does bring his Amoonguss and starts sporing in my own Trick Room, I can spore his other Pokemon right back, and although we'll be wasting Trick Room turns, at least I can immobilize his Mons as well. And Mega Gardevoir can take Giga Drains no problem. His Pokemon really cannot, as he leads Gardevoir and Arcanine against my Landorus and Gardevoir. No, he leads Arcanine and Amoonguss. So, we do reveal that his Arcanine goes first. I would really love to trace the Intimidate. So, we know that he's probably a Jolly Arcanine. Yes, he has to be Jolly, or Scarf, but probably Jolly, as we trace the Regenerate, unfortunately. So, not the worst turn, but not the best turn either. Now, I wonder what kind of Arcanine this is. This could definitely be the Choice Banded Flare Blitz. It could also be the Will-O-Wisp set, which is quite common. I kind of just want to go for the Psychic straight onto the Amoonguss, but Amoonguss could protect. But he might also just want to protect Arcanine and Spore, which is a play I could definitely see. I think my best play is just to go for Rock Slide and Psychic, Rock Slide, just for the initial damage. Maybe Knockoff would have been a better play onto the Arcanine. But if Amoonguss doesn't protect, and it's a bit specially defensive, Rock Slide should put it in that Psychic KO range. We're going to Mega Evolve with Gardevoir. We really can't afford to take too much damage here, unfortunately. So let's see what my opponent's going to go for. It is going to be that Flare Blitz onto the Liner Slot, but because it's Intimidate, we should be able to live this easily. Flare Blitz usually indicates Life Orb or Choice Band. Looks like it's Choice Band. Oh, but the Amoonguss avoids the Rock Slide coming from the Landorus. Kind of sucks, and that Rock Slide doing that much definitely believes Choice Band. Psychic, as you can see, Rock Slide probably would have put it in the range where it would have KO'd. However, he's able to get that Spore off onto the Gardevoir, and that is not good. That is not good at all. So that really put us in a corner, unfortunately. But at least we know the Choice Band, most likely he's locked. If I were my opponent, I would just Spore the Landorus Slot and Flare Blitz as well. I can't really stop that. You know what? I think I'm going to go for the Hyper Voice, but the good thing is, his Amoonguss is really low in health. He can switch out here to get the Regenerator, which honestly would probably be his best play. But I think I'm just going to go for the Hyper Voice, switch out to Tyranitar to take the Flare Blitz. Gardevoir might be able to take 2, and I can always switch my Landers back in for the Intimidate. So here comes the Tyranitar, able to take a Flare Blitz, no problem. Let's see if Amoonguss withdraws. It is not. It's probably going for the Spore. The Flare Blitz comes out from the Arcanine. Fine, that's going to do nothing. Hopefully no burn, as it doesn't. Gardevoir going to be fast asleep here, taking its first turn of guaranteed sleep, as we do see the Spore into the Gardevoir slot, actually. So he probably predicted a switch into the Gardevoir. Very interesting play, but I will take that, no problem. As here, I think Arcanine's probably definitely going to want to switch out. I mean, if he stays in and Flare Blitzes the Gardevoir, good for him. I'm completely fine with that. Let's see, what did he have? He had a Blaziken, an Alakazam. Those aren't really switch-ins. Rotom Wash, that could be a switch-in. And I definitely think he brought Rotom Wash in the back, and he had Hydreigon. And Hydreigon probably is too killed by a Rock Slide. Doesn't really want to switch into a Gardevoir either. So I'm going to set up that Trick Room. I'm going to go for the Rock Slide and try to KO this Amoonguss and get the Trick Room up. But he's actually going to stay in, which is kind of a mistake because he's doing a good amount of damage to Gardevoir. That actually did more than expected. However, Rock Slide does connect with both Pokemon. We're going to get a double knockout. And if we can get Trick Room up, this will be probably the biggest turn of the game, and it will probably be checkmate for my opponent. But, of course, Gardevoir can still stay asleep. We're going to take a bit of Life of Recoil. Not that big of a deal. But Gardevoir does wake up and gets a Trick Room off, which is why I didn't want to go for Hyper Voice. In case he stayed in, I wanted to get that Trick Room off because Amoonguss was most likely not going to protect. So this is excellent. Gardevoir, Tyranitar in a very nice position. Blaziken's going to come out. Let's see if his Alakazam is going to be his last Pokemon or not. It is going to be Alakazam, so one of them's the Life Orb, or maybe Focus Sash, but who knows. Right here, I know that we can just spam Rock Slide and Hyper Voice and just win, unless Rock Slide double misses, but Hyper Voice should be able to do so much to these Pokemon where my Landers can clean up the game. Even my Amoonguss could clean up the game if they got really low enough. So this is perfect. This is really perfect. Yeah, there's nothing my opponent can really do. He can hope for like quadruple protects, I guess. None of these Pokemon gets like a fake out. Ally Switch wouldn't help with Alakazam. All these options just pointless. There's no way out of this. There's no way out of this. Again, Rock Slide can miss, but the Hyper Voice will put both these Pokemon into Earthquake range for my Landers. My Landers will be slower after a Speed Boost from the Blaziken. But I wonder which one's the Mega Evolution. They're both possible Mega Evolutions. I would assume Alakazam. There we go. It's the Mega Alakazam Mega Evolving. Gonna be able to trace one of my abilities, but they're quite useless to an Alakazam. Most likely not carrying a normal move. And Sandstream. Sand is already up, as he does trace Sandstream. Blaziken gonna protect. I'm gonna assume a double protect right here. Actually, maybe Rock Slide Hyper Voice wasn't the play. I could have just Crunch and Psychic, but I did not want to risk a Focus Sash on the Alakazam and it knocking out one of my Pokemon for some reason. Even though it probably wouldn't have changed the game, Hyper Voice is going to come through with the Rock Slide. Going to pick up the knockout on Alakazam. I'm actually surprised it lived the Rock Slide, to be honest, from a Life of Tyranitar. But Blaziken, going to take some sand damage as well as my Gardevoir. Gain the Speed Boost. However, that means it's even slower in Trick Room, and my opponent DCs because he knows he cannot win. As we are still here. So we are going to take that one win today, very dominantly. I know it's lower ladder, it's a bit boring, but we are climbing up. We're almost into the 1600s. We'll be there soon, guys. We'll be there soon. Not really that much high-rated players, actually. I think the highest one in the United States is like 1700 currently. Well, by the time I'm recording this. And of course, guys, I forgot to mention that video uploads, depending on how many videos a week, will be dependent on you guys now. I am planning to do 5 videos of VGC Baek Battles, 5 of them a week, and 1 video of the metagame analysis. That's what I'm planning. However, if you guys show your support, give a lot of likes on the videos and a huge growth in the channel occurs, I'll probably do 7 videos a week, one every day, plus maybe a double upload on a few certain days where I could do like Pokemon Showdown, Singles Road to Rank, which I haven't done in a while. So hope you guys will support the channel. I will make the time if it is worth it. So I will be right back with our second battle. Okay, our second opponent of the day, 1627 rated player from Japan. So we are getting back up there with some higher rated opponents. Bring a very scary team. We have Ludicolo, Swampert, Zapdos, Talonflame, Scizor, and Politoed. So this is a very interesting team because 2 possible Mega Evolutions, Scizor and Swampert. Swampert most definitely a Mega Evolution here. I really couldn't see it not be a Mega Evolution on a rain team. Scizor can be a Mega Evolution. Could be holding the items of Lumberry, Choice Band, Life Orb. All those are common items. Talonflame can also hold a Choice Band or Life Orb. Could also be Rocky Helmet or Leftovers Bulky Talonflame. Leftovers more common singles. Rocky Helmet viable in VGC actually. Zapdos, probably the Talon Setter, but could be Choice Scarf, Choice Specs, Life Orb. So many different options. Ludicolo, most usually Solvest. Could be a Life Orb or Lumberry. Politoed, maybe Choice Scarf if possible. A lot of cool tricks on my opponent's team, but I feel like if I can get Trick Room up, it's game over for my opponent. Talonflame Scizor would probably be his best lead. However, I think I'm going to lead Gardevoir and Amoonguss. That sounds pretty good actually, yeah. I think I'm going to leave with that. Have the Tyranitar in the back and the Thundurus. Yeah, we're going to lock in. Because I don't want to bring the Landorus, I don't want to bring Heatran, obviously it's a rain team. They really don't help coverage-wise. Heatran only helps with Scizor, really. And Landorus can get some rock moves, rock slides onto Talonflame and Zapdos. Not really doing much to the Ludicolo and Swampert, though. Gardevoir and Amoonguss will be my lead against Talonflame and Zapdos. Quite fine by me. This is quite fine by me. As we trace pressure. Okay. Actually, I kind of wish I brought Landorus now, because if Landorus was here, I would insta win the game, probably. Now, there are 2 plays my opponent can make, and they're both really scary. He can double target my Gardevoir with Brave Bird and Thunderbolt, which will probably knock out, to be honest. Thunderbolt still has Volt Switch, depending on what kind of Zapdos this is. Or you could just Brave Bird the Amoonguss, Thunderbolt the Gardevoir. That's not his best play. I need the Amoonguss around, however, which is the problem. I think my best play is to risk it, go for the Trick Room, and switch out into Tyranitar. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Then again, I probably should have assumed this lead because I knew he probably wouldn't lead Rain against my team. I mean, why would you lead Rain against my team? It really makes no sense. Depending on this Talonflame, though, if it's not Life Orb or Choice Bandit, we might be able to live a Brave Bird plus Thunderbolt combination. However, I really wish Landorus was here, as I said, but all the Pokemon I brought are kind of necessary. Brave Bird's going to come out. Let's see what this targets. I think it's targeting the Gardevoir, but... no, it targets the Amoonguss. Oh, that is perfect. That is perfect. Gonna take the recoil. It is the Life Orb Talonflame, so we do know it's not Life Orb. Scizor, the Heat Wave's coming out. Not gonna do much. Please don't burn my Tyranitar. Burn my Gardevoir. That's fine. Just as I say it, and the Trick Room's coming out, so we are good there. We are good there, but I think the burn's actually gonna burn plus the sand actually puts us in a Life or Brave Bird range, which kind of sucks. Kind of sucks. But I guess it's not the end of the world. Definitely not, because Gardevoir, I don't really need Gardevoir actually for the win condition. I think I'm just gonna launch a Hyper Voice straight away and Rock Slide. The reason because there are multiple plays my opponent can do. He can protect Talonflame, switch out Zapdos. He could just go for the Brave Bird into the Gardevoir and switch out, which I am completely fine with both. If Gardevoir goes down, I knock out the Talonflame. He switches out the Zapdos and protects. He just loses his... he just takes a lot of damage, and Tyranitar definitely going to be slower than Politoed. Should be able to finish it off, so I am content with that play. Zapdos is actually the one going for the Protect, which is fine. Double Protect? Yes, it's a double protect. So he has protect on both his mons. That means it's not a choice Zapdos, which I didn't think it was in the first place. The Rock Slide Hyper Voice, he's also putting my Gardevoir even in a... Well, it was already in Brave Bird range, but he's making me take a lot of recoil. So that's two turns of Trick Room down. Haven't done any damage. However, I am guaranteed to get 1 KO or do a lot of damage to his back mons, which I am excited about. Here comes the Rock Slide. Here comes the Hyper Voice. Going to be able to pick up at least one knockout this turn, unless he goes for a double protect, which would be an interesting call. But he's just going to go for the Brave Bird. I think Gardevoir's going down. Yep, Gardevoir's going down. But as long as we hit the Rock Slides, we should be good. We should be good. I don't care. The Zapdos might be offensive. Rock Slide does connect with both. Knocks out the Talonflame, and that's exactly what I need. And almost knocks out the Zapdos. Wait, did Zapdos take sand damage, or is that Goggles? I know the Zapdos doesn't have any power fighting. There's the Roost, which I'm fine with, because another Rock Slide is going to take that out. Let's see if it was Goggles. No, it wasn't. Okay, I thought I missed that. I didn't think it was Goggles, but I thought I missed it. Gonna bring out my Amoonguss here, because he might want to bring out Scizor. He might want to bring out Politoed, Swampert. They're all fine. Looks like Swampert's coming out, which is... Oh, that's Ludicolo, actually. Which is actually quite fine. I think I'm just going to Spore the Zapdos and go for the Crunch. But what if he Roosts... What if he fakes out Amoonguss and Roost? I don't think he would do that play, though, because... No, he wouldn't do that play. I think I'm just going to Crunch Ludicolo, go for damage. Zapdos is going to protect. Understandable. Here comes the Crunch onto the Ludicolo, which is going to do massive amounts of damage. It's a Life Orb boosted Crunch, doing so much damage. That was a lot of damage. There's the Ice Beam coming out from the Ludicolo onto the Amoonguss, which is fine. Gets a critical hit. Luckily, no freeze. If there was a freeze, that might have actually mattered. That might have actually mattered. Okay, now how do I win this game? That's the question. So, he either didn't bring his Mega, which would be understandable, or he has Swampert in the back. Actually, I think I can just win this easy. I'm just gonna... Now, the question is, he's probably gonna... Well, I would assume that Zapdos protects and Ludicolo switches out. So I'm just gonna fire off a Rock Slide and Spore the Ludicolo slot. Zapdos is actually gonna withdraw. Oh, I made that play last turn. Into Scizor. Oh, that's actually fine for me. Unfortunately, we have the Spore into the Ludicolo. However, we are going to get a Rock Slide off onto these Pokemon. Do lots of damage. Lots of damage. Take that Zapdos out. Sandstorm subsides. That means my Tyranitar is in the Rock Slide range. But luckily, as I said, we did not need our Gardevoir, and I was correct on that theory. Zapdos is going to come out. Two plays my opponent can make, though. He can Roost and Bullet Punch. He could just Heat Wave and Bullet Punch. So many bad things happening, but I think I'm going to actually withdraw Amoonguss into Thundurus. Thundurus can definitely take the Heat Wave, no problem. I doubt he's going to Bug Bite the... Well, even if he Bug Bites, it won't be that big of a deal. We would just lose our Citrus Berry. And I'm going to protect Tyranitar. So I'm withdrawing our Amoonguss because I want that regenerated health so we can live another Bullet Punch. Well, this isn't Life Orb, Scizor. We did learn that. Bullet Punch into Tyranitar. Is the Heat Wave coming out? There is the Heat Wave coming out. If it doesn't burn our Thundurus, we should be good. Okay, it doesn't. So, I think he would make the same play again. I really want to understand him. I think he's Choice Banded Scizor. It would make sense with his team with the Life Orb on the Talonflame. Or he could be the simple Lumberry, but a Thunderbolt plus a... I think I'm just gonna... Yeah. I think I'm gonna switch out Tyranitar, go into Amoonguss, because I can get a Rocky Helmet damage off onto this Scizor, which should put in the Thunderbolt range, or really close to it. where another Rocky Helmet should be able to knock it out. But it isn't. It actually isn't Choice Band. If Thunderbolt going to come out onto the Scizor, barely missed a KO. Heat Wave's coming out. Oh, that's going to be bad. There's a lot of damage. There's a knockoff coming out. Ooh, onto the Thundurus. Thundurus does live though, and that's really good. Whew. This is going to be a clutch finish. Gonna tell you guys that much. It's going to be a clutch finish. Let's see. I don't think our Thunderbolt will knock out the Zapdos. Then again, we're a really offensive Thundurus. We got really offensive power. Scizor will probably want to protect. It could just go for the Bullet Punch. I kind of doubt it does, though. This Scizor definitely has Protect. It's not an Assault Vest, that's for sure. I think I just want to double Protect. If he has Feint, he got me good. If he has Feint, he got me good. And if he has Feint, we lose the game. If he has Feint, we lose the game. Just saying, people. Please don't have Feint. You probably do have Feint. No, he has Bullet Punch into the Thundurus. And the Heat Wave coming out. Okay. If he's going for Bullet Punch, I'm going for Rage Powder. And I'm going to Thunderbolt the Zapdos. Going for it. Oh man, this is so close. I think he'll make the same play again. He might also go for the Feint now. Actually, if he had Feint, he would definitely went for it. I don't get why he wouldn't. He has Knockoff, Bullet Punch. I mean, Super Attack. I'm surprised he didn't go for it that time. Just so, because if he lost his Scizor, he kind of loses to my Tyranitar. But we'll see. We'll see. Zapdos actually going to protect. That's completely fine by me. Rage Powder going to come out from the Amoonguss. And this Scizor's attack is going to be redirected. It's going to get knocked out to my right. Oh my goodness. Roost Scizor. Are we serious? Oh my goodness. I think we just lost to that. Yeah, we just lost to that. Actually, there's one way out. Do I press the Swagger button, or do I just go for the Thunderbolt and hope it knocks out? Well, then again, if Scizor is the last one on the field, I definitely lose. I have to hope that Thunderbolt knocks out the Zapdos. Yeah, I have to. There's no other play. That Roost got me good. I should have just Thunderbolted the Scizor. We don't see Roost on Scizor, but it came in handy. Actually, maybe we could have had a chance. Maybe. It depends. Let's see. Thunderbolt onto the Zapdos. Will it knock it out? I don't think it will. Oh, it did, actually. We're still in this game. Okay, Tyranitar's gonna come out. He has to get a double protect. Yeah, he has to get a double protect. Yeah, he has to. We're gonna go for the Thunderbolt Crunch. Oh man, Roost Scizor. I wouldn't even be mad if he lost to that. That is brilliant. You only see that on Mega. And it looks like he's going to choke this game by letting the Thundurus go down. Unless he doesn't have Protect. If he doesn't have Protect, that makes sense. Because he would have definitely went for it there. Here's the Crunch onto the Scizor. That's going to win us the game. Oh, man. That game, man. That game. Blew my mind. That blew my mind. But we are going to take home 2 wins today. I almost stopped breathing for a second when I saw the Roost. Usually Roost is not a common move on Scizor, let me tell you guys. On Mega Scizor, it's actually a decent use move in VGC. You usually see Roost on singles set. Roost is very common in singles. You really don't see that in VGC, and that was a brilliant time. I really wonder if he had Bug Bite as his last move. It might have been U-Turn, bunch of different moves, but wait, we revealed Protect, didn't we? Didn't he? No, he didn't go for a double Protect, I think. Wow, I don't think he had Protect, because there were so many opportunities. He had the chance to go for Protect. He didn't. So, wow, that was incredible. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this VGC episode. If you guys did, leave a like down below. Remember, these likes, these viewerships, these growths of the channel do influence the number of videos, because my schedule is getting really tight now, especially since there are premiere challenges that I really have to attend for CP, and even most of them I can't attend now because of school related events. So it really help me out if you guys show your support for the YouTube stuff so I can fit in some time for YouTube. Otherwise, I kind of want to focus on school and premiere challenges, because, you know, what's the point of watching a YouTuber if he doesn't do well in official tournaments? Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. See you guys next time.